So if you've tried tons of diets and different exercise regimens, but find it very difficult to burn fat and lose weight as you're getting older, well, this video is going to be a game changer for you. In this video, I'm going to talk about the metabolic syndrome called insulin resistance and how to reverse it. So we're going to touch on three things. Number one is how insulin resistance is developed. Number two, signs and symptoms of insulin resistance. And number three, 5 natural steps that you can do at home to reverse insulin resistance so that your body can go from a fat storage to a fat burning system. Because remember, you don't burn fat. You get healthy and turn your body into a system that burns fat. Now, I know it goes without saying that there are many factors that influence a person's weight gains and how they actually lose weight. While some of these factors are more well known, like your eating habits, physical activity, and certain health conditions that can inhibit you from losing weight, there are other not so known but very impactful factors that really make a difference. And these are your hormones. The number one hormone is insulin. Insulin is often referred to as your fat storage hormone because it also promotes storing excess energy as fat, which can result in weight gain if things are not working properly and make it even difficult to lose weight no matter how hard you try. This is where understanding the metabolic syndrome called insulin resistance is so important. Insulin resistance is often associated with higher body fat and increased body fat around your midsection. And this comes because your body is pumping out more of the fat storage hormone than that is normal. Listen, 1 out of 3 African Americans will develop insulin resistance, which is sometimes referred to as impaired glucose tolerance or in the form of a metabolic syndrome. This pre-diabetic condition decreases the body's ability to utilize the hormone insulin, which results in chronically elevated blood sugar levels. Insulin resistance will have a major impact on your overall health and wellness. A top reason will be your inability to burn body fat, which can lead to a whole host of other health-related ailments. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about insulin. But if you want to know more about it in detail and the functions, how it operates inside your body, just click this link up here where I have a video that really goes into deep on insulin. But for now, we're going to just keep it kind of basic and say that insulin is a hormone that's released by the pancreas to help blood sugar stay balanced inside your bloodstream. Now, to be clear, insulin resistance is not something that you want to ignore. It can lead to elevated blood sugars, hypertension, heart disease, prediabetes, and then type 2 diabetes. Just because you may have insulin resistance doesn't automatically mean that you will end up developing type 2 diabetes. This is one of the main reasons why I'm putting out a lot of this information on this channel, to give you the information that you need to reverse this so that you can be healthy and happier. Because to be honest, it really just takes some simple changes inside your lifestyle and how you eat. These things can really help prevent type 2 diabetes and reverse insulin resistance. So let's kind of start from the beginning. How insulin resistance is developed. While genetics, aging, ethnicity plays a role in developing insulin sensitivity, the driving forces behind insulin resistance includes factors such as eating a diet that's high in carbohydrates, processed foods, and refined sugars, a lack of exercise, smoking, and something that can hurt you all the time is if you just don't get enough good quality sleep. So here are some other factors that can influence insulin resistance as well. 1, your family history of insulin resistance or prediabetes or type 2 diabetes. 2, polycystic ovarian syndrome or PCOS. Number 3, chronic stress. 4, unhealthy eating habits. 5, a sedentary lifestyle. 6, obesity. And number 7, excess fat around your midsection. Now let's talk about the relationship of insulin and carbohydrates, because it's this unbalanced relationship that's a major cause to all of these problems, and also one of the things that can actually solve this problem. So whenever you eat foods that contain carbohydrates, your blood sugar increases, and elevated blood sugar is very harmful to the body. It's damaging to your organs, tissues, and your blood vessels. So the body has to have a mechanism to bring that blood sugar back down to a normal rate. And it does this through the hormone called insulin. Here's how the cycle works. Your body cells require glucose for energy, but most cells cannot absorb glucose directly. So that's where insulin comes into play. Then this is kind of how the cycle goes. So real simple. 1, you eat your meal. 2, your body breaks down the carbohydrate into glucose or another form of sugar. Glucose causes a spike inside your blood sugar levels. Then your pancreas releases insulin. Insulin attached to your cells to allow glucose to be absorbed inside your cells, which will provide energy to the rest of your body, largely to your brain. And then you store the excess glucose into your fat cells. The more sugar that you eat, the more insulin that you will need. The more insulin, the more fat that your body will store. Now, when there are high levels of insulin inside your system, it becomes almost impossible to burn fat. You see, many people have an exaggerated insulin response as a result of eating too many carbohydrates over a prolonged period of time. There are 2 types of carbohydrates that convert sugar in your body: simple carbs and complex carbs. Complex carbohydrates are the good ones because they include nutrients such as fiber, which slows down the breakdown of carbs inside your body and results in less of an effect on your blood sugar. Now, this is the case when you don't have insulin resistance. When you have the metabolic syndrome, insulin resistance, the normal good carbohydrates even become toxic for you. And then you have simple carbohydrates. While they might be fun, these are the bad carbohydrates. One is because they are stripped of all the nutrients and all the fiber. This basically means that they break down easily into sugar that is absorbed directly into your bloodstream. And this causes the pancreas to shoot out a lot more insulin. When the pancreas shoots out too much insulin, you can end up with hypoglycemia, which is low blood sugar level, and other signs of prediabetes that will eventually turn into diabetes. So here are some of the signs and symptoms to know if you might be insulin resistant. Insulin resistance is usually triggered by a combination of factors linked to weight, age, genetics. Being sedentary means you kind of sit down, a lot of hours throughout the day, and smoking. And if you're a woman and your waist measures more than 34 inches, or for a man, more than 38 inches, this increases the odds of insulin resistance. And this metabolic syndrome is going to be one of the key factors in why you find it very difficult to lose weight. And since we're talking about it, here are some additional signs that you might have this metabolic syndrome. According to the National Health Institute, in addition to have a large waist, if you have 3 or more of the following symptoms, you are likely to be insulin resistant. Number 1, if you have high triglycerides, levels of 150 or higher, or if you're taking medicine to treat high levels of this cholesterol. Number 2, low HDLs, low density lipoprotein levels below 50 for women and 40 for men, or if you're taking medication to raise your low and high density lipoprotein levels. Number 3, high blood pressure, reading of 130 over 85 or higher, or taking medication to control your high blood pressure. Number 4, high blood sugar levels of 100 to 125 or over 125, which puts you into the type 2 diabetes range. Number 5, if you have a high fasting blood sugar or you're on medication to treat high blood sugar, even if it's mildly high blood sugar, this might be early signs of prediabetes and diabetes. Number 6, you might develop dark patches of skin. And if insulin resistance is severe, you may have visible skin changes. And these skin changes can show up as patches of darknesses on the back of your neck, on your elbows, on your knees, your knuckles, and on your armpit. Now, with all that out the way, I want to get to the good part. Insulin resistance is something that's reversible, and you can do this naturally without medication. So if you're watching this video and you checked a lot of these boxes and you're feeling a little bit confused and overwhelmed about what to do if you have insulin resistance, don't worry about it. This is absolutely normal, but this is something that we're definitely going to be able to change with just a few small adjustments and subtle changes inside your diet and your lifestyle. And this is going to help you reverse insulin resistance, stop prediabetes, and don't get type 2 diabetes. And even if you have it, a lot of these same steps can help you reverse that as well. So let's get right into it. Number 1, intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is an eating style where you alternate between periods of eating and periods of fasting. This eating pattern offers a whole range of weight loss and other health benefits. But intermittent fasting's primary benefit is how it affects insulin levels inside your body. You see, when you eat, much of your food is broken down into glucose, raising your blood sugar levels, thus resulting in insulin levels going up. If you are constantly eating, you are constantly raising your insulin levels. When you fast, it allows your body to get a chance to stabilize its insulin levels, which gives your pancreas a rest from producing insulin. If you follow an intermittent fasting lifestyle, it will definitely promote a healthier insulin levels inside your body. Once your insulin levels start to return to normal, your body will start to transform back into a fat burning system. I will have a full video breaking down intermittent fasting and its different protocols that you can follow to help you lower your insulin levels. So make sure that you subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell so that you can get informed when that video is uploaded. Number 2, eat fewer carbohydrates. An unbalanced diet high in carbohydrates, especially if you're eating a lot of ultra-processed or processed foods, can really spike your blood sugar levels. This signaling to your body to release more insulin. And when your body starts to release more insulin that's needed, the cells are going to start to shut down from receiving it, and hence you will start to become insulin resistant. So when you're insulin resistant, your body doesn't respond to insulin effectively, and the sugar remains inside your bloodstream rather than being released into your cells for energy. So if you are currently eating an especially high carbohydrate diet, substituting some of those carbs with healthy fats and lean proteins can improve your insulin sensitivity. So here are several options that can help you improve your insulin resistance, several food options that is. Number 1, berries, such as raspberries, blueberries, and strawberries. Number 2, non-starchy vegetables, such as green leafy vegetables and tomatoes. Number 3, citrus fruits. Number 4, beans and lentils. Number 5, oatmeal and barley. Number 6, fatty fish rich in omega-3 fatty acids, such as salmon, sardines, herring, and trout. Number 7, unsweetened yogurt. Number 8, lean meats. And number 9, one of my staples, is avocados. Number 3, omega-3 fatty acids. It counteracts insulin resistance due to its anti-inflammatory properties. And you can find this, like we spoke about earlier, in a lot of the fishes like salmon, mackerel, sardines, and trout. Number 4, as much as people like to try to get around this, there's just no getting around it. You have to get active. Did you know that if you are someone with insulin resistance or prediabetes or diabetes, fitting exercise into your busy schedule can improve the potential of improving your overall health from a cognitive level, your cardiovascular system, your respiratory system, a mental level, because it helps lower your stress. It helps build stronger bones and stronger muscles, which allow you to resist gravity. So as we age, we can still be highly functional. So there are a lot of benefits to being active besides just trying to lose weight. This should be a staple inside your life, especially if you have a sedentary lifestyle. There are a lot of studies that show that daily exercise can improve insulin resistance in people with diabetes. And it doesn't have to be like you're trying to run a marathon or train for a CrossFit event. In fact, modest exercise can be an effective strategy for not only improving insulin resistance, but your overall quality of life, like I mentioned a little bit earlier. Listen, this is something that we all should be doing. And the key to adopting a consistent exercise routine is to find a form of movement that you enjoy, something like easy yoga flow, walking with your mate or a friend, or walking with just some music on, some light running, cycling, dancing, doing some HIIT workouts at home, or even doing things like martial art. Whatever it is, aim to make it healthy and a consistent habit, and you will start reaping a lot of benefits that come from just becoming more active. Last but not least, number 5. Listen, you have to start getting a good night's sleep. Sleep affects so many aspects of our health that it's no surprise that it has a negative effect on insulin if you're not getting a good amount of it. Research shows that an inadequate amount of sleep is linked to elevated blood sugars, insulin levels, A1Cs, and also high links to insulin resistance. Also, in those with type 2 diabetes, poor sleep will contribute to worsened blood sugar control. To counteract these effects, aim for about 7 to 8 hours of good, deep sleep daily. Now, one of the things that I definitely want you to take away from watching this video is that making small, positive changes to your diet and your lifestyle can improve your overall health, definitely reverse insulin resistance, prevent type 2 diabetes, and improve your overall quality of life. So stay connected with the Black Men's Health to get all the information that you need to help you to be able to burn fat, get healthy, and live an amazing life. Listen, we have a whole lot of things coming up, so make sure that you subscribe, hit that notification button, and we'll see you in the next video.